Hello, party people! Hello, it's Randy for Thunderhorse Descendant. I am here for Jesse James Beads today, and you guys, I'm so excited. So today we are going to be making like a drop necklace, okay? Using two of the ice cream mini mixes. So I have vanilla bean and I have mint chocolate chip. Which vanilla bean, if we're being honest about it, I like as an ice cream. Mint chocolate chip, not so much. But we're going to do a little bit of color blocking today, so I'm super excited. I am going to be using wildfire, and so I think it's going to be a cute project. So I hope you guys will come along for the ride. Let's get on into it, get to the mat, and get this party started. All right, so first things first, these are the items that I am going to be using today. We're going to have to find us a clasp. What do I got? Oh, I got just some Beadalon findings. We'll just use those. So I have mint chocolate chip and I have vanilla bean. And so let's take a better look at those and then we will jump into the necklace. So first one we're going to look at is chocolate chip. So these are all from the mini mixes. Now you guys know I was going to use orange sherbet because that's my fave for color wise. But I was like, nope, we're going to go outside the comfort zone today. So this is actually the first time I'm really taking a deep dive in with these beads. So let's give them a look-see. So it looks like we got a bunch of little fireballs and we've got some lava rocks in there, some Chinese crystal, a few pearls. But it's all silver findings, which I like. All the silver, and it's got these itty bitty teeny tiny little rondelle spacers, which are super cute. Some potato chips, love those. So this is mint chocolate chip. So now I picked vanilla bean. I'm gonna zoom you out. I picked vanilla bean because it had, when I was just looking at it through this little thing, it had some similar beads, like these little green ones here. And I thought, oh, that might be something that I could work with. So these ones do have a little different, I really like these little flower drop bead caps. Those are cute. But it did have some of the same potato chips, a few pearls. See, here's the ones. Oh, that one's kind of wonkety. Kind of wonky. That one I don't think is usable. But see, these two, I was like, oh, hey, that would be cool for, making them together. So it has similar beads, but this one does have some different stuff. This one here has, I guess this one does have, oh, I thought these were mermaid glass, but they are not. These ones are mermaid glass, the green. And these ones are just matte white, I think. But, I mean, they're so similar. So I thought it was going to be cool to work with them, together. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do a color blocking necklace. Now, let me move you into the wildfire portion of this. All right, so we are going to be using wildfire. Now this one is in frost, and this is from Beadalon. If you're familiar with it, it's 0.15 millimeters, and so I'm going to be using that for my necklace today. This is basically going to be my stringing material. And then I do have the thread zapper, just because that's what I like to use with my wildfire. And then I have my Beadalon findings. So we're going to go ahead and get started on the necklace portion, and we will move on from there. Alright guys, so this part is kind of important because this is a little different setup than some stuff that I've normally done in the past. So what I've got here is I've got a wingspan and a half of the wildfire. So when I double it, I have a little more than half a wingspan. So that's about 6 feet probably. So I know you're like, okay, Randy, that's a little bit much, but here's what we're gonna do. So I'm kind of working, you know how I like to work all kind of weird with my stuff. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. Hopefully this camera tripod will cooperate. So I've folded my 6 feet of wildfire in half, and I have this little loop on the end. Perhaps this beading mat is not what we need today. Let's try something else. There we go. Okay, so I got this loop here, right? I got my ends in this hand and they're even. So now what I'm going to do is I have found a soldered ring or a soldered jump ring. Okay, my camera says no to this. My camera says no to this. Okay, so I have two soldered rings. So I'm actually going to take one of them, put it on one of the strings. Okay, and I'm going to pull it down onto here. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to tie an overhand knot here. I'm going to bring it down. You can tie whatever kind of knot you feel comfortable with. I am a firm believer in the overhand knot. I'm not too concerned about this coming off. If you wanted to use a wire guardian or something to go around this, I'm sure you could. This is thermally bonded, wildfire, so I'm pretty confident with it. Anyhow, so now we have this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take both strands here. Okay, so I have both of them. And in the interest of saving time, I'm going to see if I remember how to even use this threader thing. I'm probably not even doing it right. Maybe I am. Maybe I know what I'm doing. But I thought, oh, maybe this will just be easier. So what? You just put it through there, right? Is that the deal? Doesn't seem like it. Well, I tried. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take both of these strands on the ends. And I'm going to thread my needle. Now, I am not using a beading needle. I'm just using a regular old sewing needle because it has a bigger eye on it. If you have a beading needle that has a bigger eye, great. If not, I don't think it's going to be a problem because all of the beads that we are using have more than a 2mm hole in them because they're not seed beads. So we should be able to just thread on through there, easy peasy like that. Okay, so now we're not going to, what you should have is you should have your ring down here, two threads coming through like that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to get our beads involved, right? So for the bead portion of this, you know, I feel like we just got to add a little wax here. It's just, I know it's wildfire and everything, but I'm just going to add a little wax because it just seems a little bit slightly out of control. Okay, so that's a little better. So beeswax if you got it, y'all. Now, on to the beads. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use all the white beads from Vanilla Bean kind of first. Like I said, we're going to be doing some color blocking. So I am going to go ahead and I'm going to sort out what we have here so that I can make get them separated for each side of our necklace. Okay. And then closer to the front, we may not use some of the green beads. We'll see. Alright guys, here we are. I'm going to grab myself a few head pins. And we're going to wire wrap 4 of these little charms. I hope these ones are big enough. These are from Mustache. I don't know if they... It doesn't seem like it. Doesn't seem like they are big enough. Let's see what else I got over here. Here is a few that look a little bigger. Okay, those ones are gonna work. Got a bigger ball on them. So what I want to do here is I want to take this drop and then go over the top with these little cones. I think they're just the cutest. Are those not the cutest things? These are the kind that I think you could kind of, you know, press into the bead and kind of give it the bead shape. So I like that. So we're going to do 4 of these. So this is what I'm doing. I'm giving it a little bend. I'm going to go over the top, spin the plier, get a hold of it, bring it all the way around to the other side, and then spin it around. I'm going to go around about 2-3 times, and then we'll give it a little snip. I'm going to reach for my chain nose. And tuck that in. Okay, so there's one. We're going to make 4 of those. So I'm just going to go a little quicker because that's what I'm doing. Try not to hit the camera along the way. So my plan for these is that we're going to dangle them close towards the front of the necklace. And once you see what we're doing with this necklace, you're going to know why. So this is going to be a drop necklace. And I don't think I've ever made anything like this before on live or, you know, on video. So it's going to be a new experience for me. But I think it's quite fun. And these mixes are super cute, so I was like, why not? I need one more ball head pin. Ooh, looks like I'm running a little short on ball head pins, it looks like. I've got to dig way down to the bottom here. One's kind of a little bent, but that's okay. All right, guys, we are well on our way. So we got our 4 little drops. So now, I'm going to zoom in a little. So now that we got our 4 drops, my idea here is that we are going to string on each side of these beads here, 1 for each side. I'm not sure of the pattern yet. When we get down towards the middle, we're going to start tapering in these little drops. And then when we get to the middle portion, right here, we're going to start incorporating some green. And when you see what I'm going to do with that, you're going to be like, okay, I understand. I get why we had to have these 2 strands of wildfire. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing that. I'm just going to put this one and these little drops to the side for now because we don't need them. We're going to only be working with this. And I'll get my needle out here. So again, you got your ring on the end. And we're just going to start putting on our pattern, however you see the pattern going for you. So now this little knot that I have, it's probably going to get covered by a bead anyway, so I'm not concerned. But just in case, I will start with a little small Chinese crystal. Okay. So this part here is going to be the back of your necklace as we work forward, FYI. So I don't know how you want to manage that. If you want to put, you know, what kind of beads you want to put in the back. If you prefer smaller beads or, you know, larger beads, whatever you want to do. It's up to you. No rules around here, you know. So I'm just adding them on. Is that going to fit on there? I don't really care for that. How about this one? Yeah, that's okay. I kind of want that one more towards the front. There's quite a lot of these different types of, let's see, if I put this way, no, gotta go through the front. I don't think I like that. Take that one off there. I think those are cute, but I'm just like, maybe they would be better for charms. I'm not sure. When I do potato chips, I like to go like this. I like to put one way, flip the other one around, put that the other way, so they kind of stack on top of each other. And I am actually going to put these all together, so they kind of look like this. That is just a personal preference. You do what you want. So we're going to need about, if we're going to make this an 18-inch necklace, we're going to need about 6 inches, 6.5 inches or more on this side. But if we wanted to make it 20 inches, because it's going to be a drop necklace, I was not including any of the focal portion. So we'll have about 3 inches of focal portion, maybe more, depending on how crazy I get. Looking pretty snazzy, I'll tell you that much. Okay, so let me get the measurer. Let me get the tape measure. Okay, so there is about 6.5 inches. So I am going to call that good because I do have to then add on my 2 little charms. So I'm going to add one, just putting it right on the string. Easy peasy. And I'm going to put this bead on here. Kind of a pearl in the front. I'm going to put the next one on. And then I am gonna put on a couple beads here. So we pretty much used everything except for this, and I'm thinking, you know, I could just put those on there. We can make it 20 inches. I think I will do that. I don't think I'm gonna use these because I'm just gonna set those to the side. Those might have to be earrings or something like that because I'm not entirely sure how I want to do them up. Okay, so we used everything except for the cage beads and these little flowers after I got them separated. So let's put those to the side. And so now let me show you what we got. I'm gonna zoom you out. So now, after I decided to put these beads on, I'm thinking, you know, let me just take this needle off here. I wanna space these charms out just a smidge. So I'm gonna do that because I don't want them to look funny there. And I'm just gonna restring both the strands. And there. Now I'll put on another one. I think that's just going to look a little better, just a little spaced out. Yeah. Okay. So this is what we got. So this other dish of the white is for the other side. Now we're going to work on the focal portion. So here is where we are going to get into the focal portion with the green. So I'm going to go ahead and move this aside. And now we're in it with the green. So I am just going to pick out what I think I want to use. So I want to use beads that are kind of, let me zoom in a smidge. I want to use beads here that are kind of also in the white mix, in the vanilla bean from the chocolate, mint chocolate chip. So I know that's these ones. So I'm going to put those there. I know that it's the potato chips. I'm going to put those in there. There was a few of these same spacers, so I'm going to put a few of them in there. A few sparkle balls. Okay. Oh, this one had bigger ones and smaller sparkle ones. Okay. and pearls. Had a few pearls. Now these pearls have a little different finish on them than these. These had more of like a pearl finish. These have more of like a kind of a glossy finish, but that's fine. Pearls are pearls. Put those on there. And then also maybe even a few of the mermaid beads. Put them in there just to be safe. And it did have some sparkle spacers. I'll put a few of those in there. So this is how I'm tying these two mixes together. If you're like, Randy, what is happening right now? Now, the other small crystals are these brown ones, but they're very metallic, and I'm on the fence about that. I think I will go with the green, but it is a little different color. You know, I think I can get away with a few of these brown. I think I can do it. And just looking to see. And these ones are a little big. I don't necessarily want to use those. So I think we'll take a few more of the brown. And then we'll come back to this. This will be what we're going to use for now. We'll come back to this if we need. I guess they did have a smaller rondo. These darker ones are kind of cool, but they're big. I am going to take a couple of these minty green ones and put them in there just for now. Okay, I need this ring. Get out of there. Okay, so for right now, I'm just going to move this other portion to the side. And we're just going to focus on this. So what I want to do is I want to make 4 long dangle drops and 3 shorter ones. So since I want to make 4, I see right off the bat that there's 4 of these beads. These like little spirally ones. So I'm going to start with that and I'm going to build up. There's also 4 of the mermaid beads. These are representations of my dangles. There's also 4 pearls. So what I'm going to do I think I might do, I want to kind of use these smaller ones as the shorter dangles. So this is kind of a lot going on right here. I think I'm going to take, not that I have to use all of this, but I got to tone this down a little bit. So I'm going to use these sparkle spacers in there. Probably. Or maybe I'll move those over here. And I mean, honestly, these ones are a little more lime than I would like. This is the whole, but this was the whole reason that I was like, oh, these are match. But, you win some, you lose some. Whatever. I think I go like that there because that is just a little more toned down, I think. And I like that. So, to bring this kind of together, I think I will cap. I don't know if I want to use these on the dangly parts because they're kind of sharp. So I'll go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, and then is there more? Yeah, there's more of these brown crystals. So I am actually going to drop 1 into these drops right here. And then, okay. So these will be our 4 long dangles and then make 3 short dangles. So for the 3 short ones, I'm like, can you still see me? Yeah, I'm still on the camera. For the 3 short ones, they're going to be very small. Okay, we'll do sparkly roundel, sparkly roundel. Yeah, maybe we'll, is there another one of those? Sparkles are too much, I think. All right. Okay, so this is what we got. Now, here we go. Everybody take a deep breath. We're going to take our needle off of our wildfire. I am going to get the wax out one more time and just give it a once over because this is needs it. Okay. So right here, I'm going to split these. I'm going to split my strands and I'm going to thread the top one. I'm just going to put this other one to the side. I'm going to thread this top one into the needle. Okay. And let's see here. All right, guys, we're going to take 6 of the larger teal crystals and we are going to string those onto our necklace. Now again, we're only using 1 strand. And this is where we're starting our color block. So we're going to take 6 of these crystals and put those on there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is you could either go ahead and you could string up the rest of your white if you wanted to do that. You could. Maybe we should do that and come back to the green. We got it right here. We may as well, and we're already threaded on this side. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to follow this pattern that I made here. Okay. So now that I got this part, excuse me, finished, what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to take a piece of tape and I'm going to tape it down to my mat or wherever. I'm not going to finish yet because we're going to run the other strand, just like this side has 2 strands of wildfire going through it. We are going to run the other strand up through this side for stability purposes. So I am going to just tape this down, but I do want it to be kind of tight, but not super tight. I'm going to take my needle off and I'm going to reattach my needle on this side. Okay. All right, now we can get to work down here on the dangles. So again, we're just leaving this little tail. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bead down. So I'm going to take this guy, the 2 potato chips, the sea glass, the little crystal, and the sparkly one. Uh-oh. My little crystal does not want to play well with me with this needle. So now you can use whatever you want for this. I'm just going to use a clear 6mm bead to finish these off. It's up to you. Now that this little brown crystal isn't working with my needle, and I don't feel like changing needles and going through all that. So I think I will just maybe look in here for another option. And I think, let's see, is there 4 of these? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, well maybe we'll just incorporate those instead. So I am going to put this on the end, and then I'm going to add my clear bead. So here's what we got going on. Zoom you in. Okay. So once you got all that on there, gonna pull it up. You're gonna skip the clear bead, and you're gonna go into the rest of these beads, back up to the top with your needle. Okay, and we're just making fringe, so you're just pulling this, get a hold of that clear bead at the bottom, and just let it come up like that. Okay, easy peasy. And then we're going to go through this crystal next to it. And then right here, we're going to make one of our smaller dangles. Now, we were going to use the smaller dangles. We were going to use the brown ones, but since we don't have the brown ones, I think it would be okay if we put maybe one of the cubes on there, because this is mint chocolate chip, let us not forget. I wonder how that's gonna look. I'm not really in love with that because the squares are pretty big. Instead, I think I will use the lava rocks. We only need 3 of those. So, lava rock, and then these 2 green crystals and a clear bead. And this will be our smaller dangle. So then, same process, you're going to skip the clear bead, go back up through the crystals and the lava rock, get a hold of that and just pull it down. Okay, and then right here on the smaller one, what we're going to do is you want these to dangle. Okay, this is supposed to dangle. They're not supposed to be sticking out straight out of there, you know. So they got to have a little room to move. So we want them to have space, but we don't want them to be, you know, just doing whatever they want. So what we're going to do right here is we're going to tie a half-hitch knot. Okay, so in order to tie a half-hitch knot, you're just going to bring your needle around like this. Okay, and you're going to create a loop in between these 2 big green crystals. And then you're going to put your needle through there. You're going to make sure that the knot goes in between these first 2 big green crystals. Okay, easy peasy. And then you go on to the next crystal. Okay, now right here, we are going to do another long one. So we're going to go pearl, potato chips, sea glass, fireball, Chinese crystal, 6mm bead. Okay, you're going to hang on to your clear bead, skip that, go back up through the rest of the beads till you get to the top. Grab a hold of your clear bead down here, pull it through. We want it to dangle. So you're going to do a half hitch knot right here, again, in between these two crystals. And then to secure it, you're going to go through the next crystal. Okay, so then we're just going to keep going like that. We're going to make 4 of the long dangles and 3 of the short dangles. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will be right back. So now that we have finished all of our dangles, we will then just run this back up these beads here. Well, there we go. So the only thing with this is you want to make sure you're getting into every single bead. And try not to get hung up here. Alrighty. Now that we're up here at the top, we're just going to make sure that we got everything. Both strands are the way they're supposed to be. Everything looks good. And then we're going to connect. I'm just going to take that needle off there. we're going to connect this other ring. So I am going to give this one side a trim because it's quite excessive. And I am probably going to have to, in order to get this wound back through my beads at the top, I probably am going to have to string this needle again with both threads. And I just want to make sure it's even, like so. And then I'm going to do just a half hitch knot right here. And then I'm just going to make sure that I'm bringing this down before I pull it tight. And I'm going to go again. And then I'm going to go back through this 2 beads here and do 1 half hitch knot right here. And I want that knot to land in between these 2 beads and then go back down a couple more. Okay, so then I'm going to take my thread zapper. You can do this with a scissor too, whatever you got. I got the thread zapper, so I am just going to go ahead and hit that string with the thread zapper. And now, this is what we got going on. So here's a tip. We are going to connect here with just jump rings. So let me get the jump rings. And then if you want to, for stability purposes, if you feel like this is not enough, what you can do is take another piece of just wildfire and go back around through everything and tie off the same way, and give it a little more stability if that's what you want to do. Honestly, I think that the weight of these beads, it should be fine on that thermally bonded thread, but that's just my personal opinion. You do what you want, no rules. So now we're just going to connect this . Oh, I want to use my new little flat plier. I got a new little flat plier. I just wanted to give it a whirl. Because it's kind of littler. I don't know. Just thought I'd give it a try. So then I'm just connecting a jump ring onto this closed ring. I like the idea of a closed ring because then there's no place for the thread to slip out of. So that's why I chose to go with the closed ring for the connection points. And you wouldn't have to do an extender, but I'm gonna, because why not? And then I'll put, let's see, do I got a little round? I'm sure I do. Just going to take a round jump ring. Put on a little 6mm bead, close that up on the tail. Yeah. All right. So now there she is. Well done. And I will get you guys some completed photos and little videos so you can see a little better, but I really like it. I think it's super cute. I really like how these tapered in. So there you go. I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, please make sure that you are giving it a thumbs up, and we'll see you guys again next time. Bye-bye.